Shalom, my friends. Today we are going to open one of the most guarded vaults in the spiritual treasury of our people. We are going to uncover a mystical Hebrew blessing, a specific sequence of words given directly by God that is designed not just to ask for wealth, but to command it. This is not a prayer of supplication. It is an incantation of activation. It is a divine technology that transforms you from a beggar asking for scraps into a conduit for overflowing, unending abundance. By the end of this video, you will not only know this blessing by heart, but you will understand the cosmic mechanics behind it, and you will be equipped to use it to attract overflowing wealth into your life. But first, I want you to answer this question in the comments below. When you pray for wealth, what do you feel? Do you feel hope, desperation, entitlement, doubt? Be honest. Your answer reveals the current state of your financial vessel. And as you contemplate that, I invite you to become part of this sacred mission. We are gathering an army, 50,000 strong, of souls who are ready to reclaim the spiritual technology of our ancestors and build lives of impossible abundance. If you are one of us, your first act of initiation is to hit that subscribe button. It is a declaration that you are ready to receive. And for those who are ready to go from a single blessing to mastering the entire system, I have something for you. The Torah Millionaire Business School is my life's work, a comprehensive course where I unveil the full Torah wealth system, the same 3,000-year-old Jewish money laws that built dynasties. It is only $299, and enrollment is closing very soon. The link is in the comments. This is your invitation to the inner sanctum. All right, let's talk about blessings. The world has taught you that a blessing is a nice sentiment, a hopeful wish. Have a blessed day. It is a spiritual platitude. The Torah teaches that a blessing, a bracha, is a force of nature. It is a technology for directing divine energy, shefa, from the infinite source into the finite world. The Hebrew word bracha comes from the same root as bericha, a pool or spring, and berek, the knee, the joint that allows us to bend and receive. A blessing is the act of creating a pool into which the divine spring can flow. Most people's prayers for wealth fail for one simple reason. They are trying to fill a thimble with a fire hose. They ask for millions of dollars, but their vessel, their capacity to receive, is tiny. It is a vessel of lack, of fear, of "I am not worthy." When you pray from a place of lack, you are broadcasting a signal of lack to the universe. And the universe, which is an echo chamber of your own consciousness, responds by giving you more lack. You cannot ask for wealth while feeling poor and expect to receive it. It violates the laws of spiritual physics. So, what is the solution? You must become a bigger vessel. You must become a conduit, a channel, Pipeline through which the infinite shefa can flow. And how do you do that? You use the specific technology that God Himself designed for this exact purpose. This is the secret I am going to share with you today. It is a secret hidden in plain sight in the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. It is known as the priestly blessing, the Birkat Kohanim. This is not just a beautiful poem, this is a divine formula. It is the only prayer in the entire Torah that God explicitly commands the priests to use to bless the people. He says, "Thus shall you bless the people of Israel. You shall say to them," and then he gives them the exact words. Why? Because these words are not just words. They are keys, they are codes that unlock the gates of heaven. Let's break down this mystical formula. It is composed of 3 verses which get progressively longer. The first verse has 3 words, the second has 5, and the third has 7. This is a crescendo of divine energy. It is a spiritual accelerator. The first verse, Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Let's look at the Hebrew, Yivarechecha. This is not just bless you. The root, as we said, is bracha. It means to expand, to increase, to multiply. This is the blessing of abundance. It is the prayer for overflowing wealth, for more clients, more opportunities, more assets. But then comes the second word, v'yishmerecha, and keep you. The root is shomer, to guard, to protect. This is the crucial, often missed second step. It is not enough to get wealth, you must be able to keep it. How many lottery winners, how many overnight successes end up broke within a few years? They received the blessing, but they did not have the protection. They had the Yivarechecha, but not the V'yishmerecha. This first verse is a prayer for sustainable, protected wealth. It is asking God not just to give you a fish, but to build you a fortress around your lake. The second verse, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka. May God shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. This is where we go from the material to the mystical. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha. May God shine his face upon you. What does this mean? The face of God, the panim, in Kabbalah, represents the inner dimension of God's will, the source of all shefa. When God's face is hidden, it is a time of judgment, of constriction, of poverty. When God's face shines, it is a time of love, of expansion, of infinite blessing. This is not a prayer for a thing, for money, for a house, for a car. This is a prayer for a relationship. It is a prayer to be in the direct, unhindered presence of the divine light. When you are in the presence of that light, money is no longer an issue. It is a byproduct. It is the natural consequence of being connected to the source of all abundance. And the second part, v'yichuneka, and be gracious to you. The root is chen, grace. Chen is a very specific type of gift. It is an undeserved gift. It is finding favor in the eyes of another. This is the blessing of luck, of serendipity, of being in the right place at the right time. It is the blessing of getting the deal you did not deserve, of winning the client you had no right to win, of finding the opportunity that no one else saw. It is God giving you a gift, not because you earned it, but simply because He loves you. And now the third and most powerful verse. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift His face upon you and give you peace. Yisa Adonai panav elecha. May God lift His face upon you. This is a step beyond shining. Lifting the face implies a direct, intimate, focused attention. It is the look a father gives to his beloved child. It is a look of pride, of love, of complete and total investment in your success. When God lifts His face upon you, you are no longer just a recipient of His blessing. You are a partner in His plan. You are His agent in the world. He is not just giving you wealth, He is entrusting you with it. And the final word, the seal of the entire blessing. V'yasem lecha shalom, and give you peace. Shalom, peace. This is the ultimate blessing. Why? Because what is the point of having millions of dollars if you have no peace? If you are consumed by anxiety, by fear, by infighting, by stress. The word shalom comes from the root shalem, which means whole, complete. True wealth is not just having a lot of money. It is having a life that is whole, integrated, and peaceful. It is having your health, your family, your purpose, and your finances all in alignment. Shalom is the vessel that holds all the other blessings. Without it, everything else spills out and is lost. This three-part blessing is a complete system for attracting and sustaining wealth. It is a technology for transforming yourself into a vessel for divine abundance. The story of our father Abraham is the story of this blessing in action. God says to him, Lech lecha, go for yourself. And then He says, V'heyeh bracha, and you will be a blessing. He does not say, I will give you a blessing. He says, you will be a blessing. Abraham's entire mission was to become a living conduit for God's Shefa in the world. He became so identified with the flow of blessing that he himself became the source of blessing for others. This is the ultimate level of wealth consciousness. Let me share with you a powerful story that illustrates the transformative power of this blessing. There was a man in my community, a businessman, who was on the verge of bankruptcy. He had tried everything. He had worked harder, hired consultants, cut costs, prayed generic prayers. Nothing worked. He came to me in desperation. I taught him the Birkat Kohanim. But more importantly, I taught him the consciousness behind it. I said to him, you are not praying for money. You are praying to become a vessel for divine abundance. You are not asking God to give you something. You are asking God to make you into someone who can receive and channel His infinite Shefa. He committed to reciting this blessing every morning for 40 days, not as a magic spell, but as a spiritual discipline. He would wake up before dawn, purify himself with ritual washing, give charity, and then recite the Birkat Kohanim with deep kavanah. Something began to shift, not in his external circumstances at first, but in his internal state. He stopped feeling desperate. He stopped chasing. He started to feel a deep sense of peace, of trust, of knowing that he was held by something greater than himself. And then the miracles began. A client he had written off as lost called him back. A business opportunity he had never considered appeared out of nowhere. A debt that he thought was unrecoverable was suddenly paid. Within 6 months, his business had not only recovered, but had tripled in revenue. He came back to me and said, "Rabbi, I do not know if it was the blessing or if it was me, but something changed. I am not the same person I was 6 months ago." I said to him, "That is exactly the point. The blessing did not change your circumstances. It changed you. And when you changed, your circumstances had no choice but to follow." So, how do we apply this mystical technology in our own lives? I want to give you a 3-step framework. I call it the Kohen Protocol, the protocol of the priest. Step 1. Purify the vessel. You cannot pour pure wine into a dirty cup. Before you can receive this blessing, you must prepare yourself for it. This means 2 things, teshuvah and tzedakah. Teshuvah means repentance, return. You must look at your life and identify the blockages, the spiritual dirt that is preventing the flow of Shefa. Is it dishonesty in your business? Is it arrogance? Is it laziness? You must clean the vessel. Tzedakah means righteousness, often translated as charity. Before you ask God to give to you, you must give to others. Giving opens the channels. It demonstrates to God that you understand that you are not a reservoir, but a river. You are meant to be a channel for abundance, not a dead end. Before you perform this blessing, give some charity. It does not have to be a large amount. It is the act that matters. Step 2. Recite the blessing with kavanah. Kavanah means intention, focus. You cannot just mumble these words and expect a miracle. You must understand them, feel them, and mean them. Find a quiet place where you will not be disturbed. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, and then, slowly, with deep intention, recite the Birkat Kohanim. As you say each word, visualize its meaning. When you say Yivarechecha, visualize your bank account expanding, your business growing. When you say V'yishmerecha, visualize a divine shield of protection around your assets. When you say Ya'er Adonai Panav, Elecha, visualize a brilliant, warm light shining upon you, filling you with love and grace. When you say V'yichuneka, feel a sense of gratitude for the unearned gifts in your life. When you say Yisa Adonai Panav Elecha, feel the focused, loving attention of your Father in heaven upon you. And when you say v'yasem lecha shalom, feel a profound sense of peace and wholeness settle over your entire being. Do this every morning. It will take less than 5 minutes, but it will rewire your entire spiritual and financial reality. Let me give you a practical example of how to integrate this into your daily routine. I recommend that you recite this blessing immediately after your morning prayers, or, if you do not have a formal prayer practice, immediately after you wake up, before you check your phone or engage with the world. This is the time when your mind is most receptive, most open to spiritual imprinting. Wash your hands, give a small amount of charity, even if it is just a few dollars, into a charity box, and then stand or sit in a comfortable position. Place your hands over your heart. Take 3 deep breaths, and then, with your eyes closed, recite the Birkat Kohanim in Hebrew if you can, or in English if you cannot. The Hebrew has a specific vibrational frequency that is particularly powerful, but the intention is more important than the language. After you have recited the blessing, sit in silence for a few moments. Allow the energy of the words to settle into your being, and then open your eyes and begin your day. You will notice a shift. You will feel more centered, more confident, more at peace. And over time, you will begin to see the external manifestations of this internal shift. Step 3. Act as a channel. A blessing is not a passive experience. It is a call to action. Once you have received the blessing, you have a responsibility to share it. The final verse of the blessing in the Torah says, "So shall they put my name upon the people of Israel, and I will bless them." When you become a channel for blessing, you are putting God's name on the world. You are becoming His representative. Look for opportunities to bless others. When you pay your employees, do it with a sense of blessing, not resentment. When you serve your clients, do it with the intention of bringing more shefa into their lives. When you give charity, do it with joy, knowing that you are priming the pump for more abundance to flow through you. The more you bless, the more you are blessed. It is the fundamental law of the spiritual economy. Let me give you some deeper mystical insights into why this blessing is so powerful. In Kabbalah, we teach that there are 10 Sephirot, 10 divine emanations through which God's infinite light flows into the finite world. The Birkat Kohanim is designed to align you with 3 of the most important Sephirot: Chesed, Gevura, and Tiferet. The first verse, Yivarechecha v'yishmerecha, corresponds to Chesed and Gevura. Chesed is the divine attribute of kindness, expansion, giving. This is the Yivarechecha, the blessing of increase. Gevura is the divine attribute of strength, boundaries, protection. This is the Yishmerecha, the keeping, the guarding. You need both. Expansion without protection is chaos. Protection without expansion is stagnation. The first verse creates the perfect balance. The second verse, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichuneka, corresponds to Tiferet, the divine attribute of beauty, harmony, balance. Tiferet is the integration of Chesed and Gevurah. It is the place where giving and receiving, expansion and contraction are in perfect harmony. This is the shining of God's face. It is the experience of being in the flow, of being in the right place at the right time, of everything working together for your good. When you are aligned with Tiferet, you do not have to force anything. You do not have to manipulate, control, or struggle. You simply show up, and the universe conspires to support you. The third verse, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom, is the culmination. It is the experience of da'at, knowledge, the intimate connection with God. It is the lifting of the veil, the direct, unmediated experience of divine love and attention. And the result of that experience is shalom, peace, wholeness, completion. This is the ultimate goal of all spiritual work, not just to have more money, but to have a life that is whole, integrated, and at peace. There is also a numerical secret hidden in this blessing. The first verse has 15 letters in Hebrew. The second verse has 20 letters. The third verse has 25 letters. The total is 60 letters. Why is this significant? Because 60 is the gematria, the numerical value of the letter samech, which means to support, to sustain. The entire blessing is a prayer for divine support and sustenance. It is a prayer to be held, to be carried, to be sustained by the infinite power of God. When you understand this, you realize that you are never alone. You are always supported. The universe is always conspiring for your success. There is one more layer I want to share with you, and this is perhaps the most profound. The Birkat Kohanim is not just a blessing that the priests give to the people. It is a blessing that God gives through the priests. The Torah says, "So shall they put my name upon the people of Israel, and I will bless them." The priests are not the source of the blessing, they are the conduit, they are the channel. And this is the ultimate secret of wealth. You are not the source. God is the source. You are the channel. When you understand this, you stop trying to make things happen through your own limited power, and you start allowing things to happen through the infinite power of God working through you. This is why the priests, when they give this blessing, cover their faces with their prayer shawls and raise their hands in a specific configuration. They are creating a physical representation of humility and surrender. They are saying, "I am not doing this. God is doing this through me." This is the consciousness you must adopt. You are not building your business. God is building His business through you. You are not making money. God is making money through you. You are not creating wealth. God is creating wealth through you. You are the vessel, the channel, the conduit. And when you embrace this identity, you become unstoppable. Because you are no longer limited by your own strength, your own intelligence, your own resources. You are connected to the infinite. I have seen this principle play out in my own life countless times. There have been moments when I was completely out of ideas, out of energy, out of options. And in those moments, I would recite the Birkat